I was asked in the comments to make a video about team building. But for me to explain team building, I first have to teach you how to read the character screen, so that's what this video will be about. Let's look at a level 1 character since this is where all characters begin. Ella is the only level 1 character I have left, so she will have to do. Starting at the top left, you can see the character's class. Ella here is a destroyer, and if you press on it, you can get a quick description of what all the available classes are. A character cannot change classes, by the way, just so we are clear. If you would like me to give a quick description, here goes. Guardians are self-explanatory. They are the tanks of the game and generally protect your other units. They are usually run in the front row. Assassins are another self-explanatory class. They are glass cannons in this game as per usual, but what they do specifically in this game is they usually target the enemy in the back row. Healer is also self-explanatory. They heal your party in some way and sometimes perform buffs. The middle slot is where most people like to put them, but the back slot isn't bad either. Witch is a special class for the main character, which has some special properties I will touch on later. Destroyers are a hybrid class in this game. The easiest way to put it is that they are half guardian, half assassin. They tend to prefer physical type damage and they usually attack enemies starting in the front row, unlike assassins who start in the back. Compellers are a bit confused in this game. They are supposed to be buffers, debuffers, but majority of them function as OK healers, and some of them have other ways of enabling damage or even protection. They are a jack of many trades, but masters of none. Lastly, mages are attackers who do magic damage as opposed to physical damage. They are also glass cannons and should be placed in the middle or the back row. Most of them do AoE damage, but there are exceptions. If a character doesn't do AoE damage and it isn't an assassin, they are probably always going to attack the front row enemy first. Right below the class, we have the stats / attributes of said character. The main page only shows you 4 basic stats: health, attack, physical defense, and magic defense. But if you press on the stats, you can also see your crit chance and crit damage modifiers. Beneath your stats, you have your character rarity, their element, their name, and also a special descriptive title. Ella here is a UR doll, meaning she is the rarest type of doll in the game. And in descending order from UR, we have SSR, SR, and R being the lowest rarity. It is without contest that UR rarity dolls are leagues better than R dolls. But in this game specifically, R dolls can pull their weight and they aren't just fodder or gacha duds. There is only one doll class as EX rarity, and this doll was given up to people who beta tested the game. Let's just touch on elements slightly here. There are 4 elements in the game: Salt Stone, or Yellow as I like to call them by their color instead of their actual name, Brimstone, which is red, Mercury, which is blue, and the Witch, which counts as anything. The element system does one specific thing at this moment. If your first 3 deployed dolls are of the same color, you get a 10% boost in your stats. And if all 6 are of the same color, you get a 15% boost. This will be touched on more in the team building video. Back on the character screen, let's start in the top right. This shows your current level versus your max level. If you press the plus button, you can level up your units by feeding them mana up to your cap. Once you're at the cap, you will have to ascend your character to level them up further. Mayulia here is already at 30, so in order to make her stronger, you would have to ascend her. If you press on the ascend portion of the screen, it will take you to a page where it shows you the stat gain from ascension and also the cost of ascension. It will always cost you some mana and items to do this, and if you press on the items, a menu will pop up that can transfer you directly to the place where you can farm them. Do note, some items can be bought from the various shops in the game, so check first to see if you prefer to buy them over farm them. The lower level items are generally a waste of mana to farm, but sometimes it can't be helped. Back on the character screen, right next to the ascend, we have Evolve. This is your dupe system for when you pull dupes. Don't think about it too much, just do it when you see a red exclamation mark on it. It gives you a minuscule bump in stats, which is the great thing about this game. You aren't incentivized to go for dupes unless you really want to. Next on the list is skills, and probably the only poorly designed part of this page. It is annoying that you can't see the skill description before you unlock it. To see the skill when it is locked, you have to press on the little triangle thing which takes you to the skill upgrade menu. In this menu, you can now read the skill description, see the requirements to unlock and upgrade it, and such. For level 1 characters, you must come to this menu to see the second skill and the passive until you unlock them. Here is what a partially completed skill page looks like. And on the main character page, you can now read the skill descriptions without jumping into another menu. I would say at a minimum for any character you plan to use, you should work on unlocking your passive, as the passive skills are usually busted. Jumping back to Ella, next on the menu is your equipment slots. The first slot is your weapon, the second slot is your armor, and the third slot is your accessory. Weapons are class specific, but armor and accessories are universal, so you can equip any armor or accessory on any doll. You can press auto equip if you are feeling lazy, and there's an auto remove as well. To manually select your equipment, you just press on the slot and pick it from the list that pops up. Since equipment stats can differ, as you get into the late game, you should manually select all your equipments based on your character needs. Finally, right next to the auto remove, we have 3 buttons. The one directly next to auto remove are the player comments / reviews, but generally it is just a degeneracy board, for example. Moving on, next to that we have costumes. You can't see them until you unlock them, but if you really want to see them beforehand, Google is your friend, or they will probably get spoiled for you during PvP. Here is my Caledonia, who I have all the available costumes for. The current one you see is a premium one I bought from the store for the Christmas holiday, and if you scroll through you can see the others. All characters have at least 2 costumes, a still frame and a live 2D version of that still frame. Some characters have an Ascension 4 costume as well. Also note that with store-bought costumes, they also change your pixel sprite as well. Last and finally we have the friendship heart. This is where your character's fondness of you grows as you use them in battle. If you press on the heart, you can also give them gifts you collected to speed up the process. Leveling up friendship gives you a minuscule boost in stats, and it unlocks character lore. Currently the cap is 10, and your most used dolls will reach this easily. And that's it. If you have watched it, and I thank you, and I hope that this video helps you. Once the team building video is finished, I will link it in the pinned comment below. Thanks for watching. Revive Rich is a really nice game.